kind of moving into nutrition, especially with being tall, what were some of the challenges you had putting on size? Because I looked at some of the videos of like old interviews, and I mean, you had to put on a decent amount of muscle.
I literally doubled, so from the first day I joined the gym, I was 162 pounds. At my peak weight, I was 323. That's literally double. I literally doubled my flesh. So
what did you, like, it obviously doesn't happen overnight, but like, what are some of the things that you like, were you a hard gainer or?
So it's kind of weird. I think I was a hyper responder basically. Cause as far as, and we probably can talk about this, but as far as like, I got introduced to hormones in like at 25, 26. So I was like 200 pounds. I got to 200 pounds from 160 natural. And then the first time I did anything, I was dating a nurse and she hooked me up at the doctor's office.
You got the good stuff.
I got the good. I ordered it literally out of the catalog. It was wild.
Oh man.
And I gained like 65 pounds in like 3 months. Dude. I'm talking about TRT doses.
Wow.
It was crazy. And I didn't know how to eat at first. I was drinking metrics, probably about three, 4 metric shakes a day and probably 2 meals a day. So, that was my bodybuilding thing. I know bodybuilders pros, Dexter was one of them, where that's all we did was metrics for a while.
The bag, the little one you tear open?
Old school, it was 2 canisters.
Okay.
One had a red top and one had a black top, and you had to mix a scoop of each one. And man, that was like liquid muscle, powdered muscle basically. And so that was how it began. Because what I didn't want to do was carrying around the cooler with the tuna fish and the boiled chicken. And I was like, if I got to do that, I'm done. I can't, that's not even going to work for me. My mom, I learned how to cook at 7 years old. So she taught me how to really cook and make food taste good. So I was just like, I can't eat boiled. I tried it, but it just didn't work. So I had to really figure out how to enjoy my diet and then still get the result. So that's when I kind of really started digging into nutrition myself, started researching what's the most nutritious foods. That's when I discovered bison, all the green leafy vegetables. Everybody does rice, potatoes, white fish, chicken, all that type of stuff. So I started going towards more the nutrient dense foods, and they stuck to me a lot better. But the real secret was high fat content. When I got with Dave Palumbo, he taught me how to do prep in ketosis. So we would do 6 days a week with just 50 grams of fibrous carbs. And then 1 day a week I would have 200 to 400 grams, depending on how much I can get in and depending on how I was looking. And that worked like a charm.
Interesting.
So I was doing about 200 to 250 grams of fat.
So was that, that was pre-contest?
Yeah.
Okay, so you always did the keto diet?
Well, from 06 on, it's funny because, from the beginning, the last 3 weeks, most people cut all the carbs.
Sure.
We just called it suffering. We didn't know. I didn't know the technical term, and so I did experience ketosis, but not the kind that you really want. The kind where you feel like crap and you can't hardly do anything. When I was with Dave, I was bouncing off the walls. I had so much energy. Not to really train though. I only had X amount of energy to train, but as far as walking around, I was very alert, very,
yeah. Well, I mean, the cognitive support of the fats. I mean, most guys do that 40-40-20 where they barely have any fat.
Right.
I mean, we do videos with guys that, they're eating 4,000 calories and their fat's at sub 80.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, hey, you can look good on that, but do you feel good? Is it cognitive?
So many things are going wrong in the body when you do that. So again, it's bodybuilding. You're going for the look, and I'm not saying it doesn't work, but you got to deal with all the health issues that you caused over the years from doing that.
For sure.
Because that, having those, 300, 400, 500, 600 grams of carbs every day for 5 years, you're going to be, your pancreas is going to have a black eye, you know what I'm saying?
So you said 50 fibrous carbs for fats, so that'd be like veggies only, basically?
I would do collard greens, kale, cilantro, and parsley. So I would get bunches of each one, wash them all up, and chop them up and put them in the food processor, and it'd make like confetti. After you dry it off, it makes like confetti. And so I had like a big thing in my refrigerator at all times. And then whenever it was time to eat, I'd grab a handful or 2 or 3, depending on how hungry I was. And then I would put like 3 tablespoons of olive oil on there, along with my balsamic vinegar, and crush it.
Nice. So, and the fats would basically kind of be you would get pumped from fat and salt, basically.
So when you get in ketosis, metabolically flexible, your body takes your body fat and the fat that you consume and breaks it down into triglycerides, fatty acids, ketones, and glycerol. Glycerol is basically the fat version of glycogen. So it's stored in between the muscle fibers, and that's why I was able to look so full, because I was full of glycerol, which attracts water to itself, but not under the skin. It's in like I say, in the muscle fiber. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool when you get in the zone. That's why I was talking earlier about getting in the zone. Once you get there, just stay there.
Sure, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, because you never look, I don't think I've ever seen a video where you look flat.
Yeah, I've over diuretic before, you know what I'm saying? And that's what, but like if you saw me before I took too much, I was full as a house, like crazy on.
Yeah.
I remember in 2007 when I won the Ironman in the Sacramento, I literally had 3 cups of rice, I think, was my carb up. That's it.
So that's like what, like 90?
Like 100 grams.
Barely anything.
And I blew up like a tick. It was crazy.
So like when you would be in the off season, would you revert to a carbohydrate-based diet, or you always stayed low carb?
I did the same diet.
Interesting.
The longest I stayed in the zone was 18 months. I
Wow.
did 16 shows in 18 months. And I was 50 grams of carbs, 6 days a week with 200 to 400 once a week, nonstop, like religion. It was crazy.
So you basically just stayed contest ready for over a year.
I got pictures of me at different times where I would go, you know, I don't know if you know about my regimen, how I used to go to Seattle and all that type of stuff. I had Mary Christine, she used to make my trunks, but she also was my prep coach. And another guy she introduced me to, his name was Tony Aponte. And both of them together was like, man, it was like magic, because he did the food and she did everything else. And it was just really cool. Like Tony, when he trained me, he changed the weights for me, drive me to the gym, he basically sat me down in his kitchen. He was like, listen, I got this bedroom set up for you. He had basically put aluminum foil on the windows so no light can get in. And so he would feed me and say, go back to we called it the incubator. He said, go back to the incubator. So I literally would eat and go sleep for 30 minutes or whatever, however long, then get up and eat again. I was eating 8 to 10 times a day.
Just growing.
Just growing. So I showed up at his house at 284, right? I think it was 8 or 9 days later, I was 310. Like I gained like 20 something pounds from that regimen, like 10 days.